Hi, and welcome to A Day at a Time with Belinda Payne, where we explore time, timing, and time management perspectives from an unconventional view. When you see with clarity, I believe you can aim and hit your target with greater accuracy. Seeing is not merely with the human eye, but it is perceiving life through a clear lens of time, timing, and time management in everything you do. I'm your host, Miss Belinda, and each week we will take a journey and discover the wonders and the beauty of what I call the 3 T's of life: time, timing, and time management, and how and why our viewpoint means everything. Let's talk about living life right side up. Depending on your age, you may be very familiar with the phrase, "It was the best of times, it was the worst of times." This phrase or this quote comes from the Charles Dickens novel, A Tale of Two Cities. This book became a famous novel that depicted the times and what happened during this era, or what was going on in the book or the novel in The Tale of Two Cities, is that the times were filled with foolishness, but yet there was prosperity, there was poverty, there was wisdom, there was folly, there was joy, there was despair, there was suffering, but yet there was hope. And all of this was going on simultaneously. So can you imagine living in such times and what the people felt like under such conditions? Hey, but listen to another famous saying that goes like this: history repeats itself. Yep, here we are again, living as they did during the novel The Tale of Two Cities. Now, those famous words seem to depict to me our current times that we're living in today. What are we dealing with? We're dealing with joy, but yet we see despair, we see suffering, but yet we see hope when we look at the news and we see people that are accomplishing things that they've never done in their lives before. But yet we see poverty, but yet we see riches. People are getting richer than they ever had before as well. So we can see that today. History is, yes, repeating itself. Those famous words we see because people have so many opportunities. We as people, we have so many opportunities that have been afforded to us to live well. And we live amongst some of the times of the greatest discoveries that have ever happened on earth. We live amongst the times in which historic inventions are being made daily that were once thought humanly impossible. Think about it. We have medical types of breakthroughs, heart, lung, and kidney transplants that happen every day, organ transplants. People are going to the moon and they're living to tell about it when they get back. We have floating $1 million houses with glass bottoms in our seas that people can live in or recreate in. And the internet, oh my goodness, who would have ever thought there would be such a thing called the internet, for goodness sake? Cell phones that we cannot live without, or at least we think we can. And nobody even thinks about electricity, this phenomenon. This is huge. Nobody even thinks about electricity until there is none. And you can't turn on your computer, or the food in your refrigerator is going bad because you've just gone through a storm and power lines are down, or a flood, or whatever it is, some natural disaster. And we cannot ignore the wonders of robotic limbs that have allowed people to do things that other people in the past with the same conditions were not able to do. They compete in athletic events. But yet, People face, I think, the greatest challenges of all time. Let's slow that down. We are facing every day, you know, people, maybe you, I've been there. We face some of the greatest challenges of all time. People more than ever today are in search to find love, joy, peace, and happiness. And you can't even put a monetary value on that. We have $1 million homes, but then we have homeless people starving 10 blocks away. You can go to work and you are in the same socioeconomic bracket or class as a coworker doing the same job as you. But then half of the people in that bracket make wise choices. And the other half, you can see it every day. They consistently make foolish choices. But we can't find reasons why, and we don't know how to fix it. The daily news, we can't get around the news, right? Even if you decide to take a break and not get on Facebook, not get on social media, not look at the news, it almost hits you in the face as soon as you open your phone or cut on your TV. The daily news clearly shows us that there is death and destruction all around us. But it also shows us there's life and birth and new things all around us. Yet many people are living, yes, their best lives, even in the midst of death and destruction. And they are you're enjoying the fruit of your labor. Isn't that wonderful that we can enjoy the fruit of our labor? Yes, it is. So what is it that sets us apart as living life right side up from those who are not? Think about that. What is it? What do you think sets one individual apart from another one, from that person who is living their life right side up from the one who's not? I can tell you. It's our or your or their position. One word, position. Our ability to arrange or position ourselves so that we make wise decisions will determine our posture. Our posture is our stance or our inner strength that is made available to us when we need it most. You need to be able to have a posture that you live by. And you're going to need to depend on that posture when things are coming at you. Our position is what enables us to process our best of times and worst of times in our lives right side up. It's just that crucial. Think about it. I want to just let that sink in. Yeah, let it sink in. Your position is what enables you to process your best of times and your worst of times in your life right side up. You want to process that happens simultaneously, but you want to do it right side up. That's the key that we want to work with. Have you ever been told to turn an object right side up, or the instructions on a package said turn right side up, and then there's an arrow? Did you understand what it meant when you first read it, if you didn't see the arrow? Or did you have to turn the box around or that package around and look at the picture to understand what right side up means? Because the box can go in 4 different directions, right? But you need to be able to figure out, okay, which side is right side up. So the directive is meant to position or to turn that object, that package, that box with the top facing upward. In most cases, it's telling us that because the manufacturer wants us to understand that this is the best way to ensure the integrity of the box contents or the contents of the box, so that it's not, or whatever's in it is not damaged, or that the object itself is not displayed in a manner other than which the manufacturer designed it to be viewed. It needs to be in the proper position, and so do we. We don't want to be have a skewed view of life, and nor do we want people to have a skewed view of us. So it's important that we live our lives right side up. Living right side up means that you're intentionally arranging and turning your way of thinking and interacting and your views, your habits, your position, or your stance in a way so that you don't compromise who you are. That's what we mean by your integrity. You maintain your integrity, you maintain your position, your stance, your posture, and you don't compromise just because of things going on around you. You don't compromise your values that you work so hard to establish. You want to keep that regardless of those around you that are fading into the abyss of life and following the crowd. That is not how you can maintain living life right side up. If you do that, when you begin to do that, you're not going to be living right side up. You're going to be going in every direction that the wind blows or that the waves blow you. Living right side up enables us to process an event, if it's a negative encounter, or even what you're dealing with and going through in a relationship, from a position of reason. It enables you to process things that are going on inside of you and around you using good judgment, using wisdom and facts, not lies. And even sound advice when it's given to you. You can recognize what's really good or sound advice. It's wisdom. And always, always, always including your former experience. That's a part of living right side up. Doesn't matter whether it was good or bad. You never, listen, y'all. Listen. Never throw out your bad experiences. I remember when I first started doing the podcast and teaching and being on camera, and the person that was training me and helping me, she said, never throw out your videos. And I'm like, that's horrible video. I didn't say this word right, or I don't look right. I don't like my hair, whatever. She said, nope, never discard or delete them. You need them because you want to use them in the future. And so it is with us. Never throw out your bad experience because you need them to keep you balanced, so that it will humble you. I promise you, it's going to humble you. It's going to help you stay balanced, and it's going to show you also how to navigate the road ahead, so you don't keep going down the wrong road. You don't keep making the same mistakes. Now, I have had my setbacks, my share of setbacks in life, and they're not over, okay? And I've learned that we cannot avoid the road of setbacks. So get that out of your mind. If you think living right side up means you'll never have a setback, that's not the truth. You're going to have them. Our journey will include obstructions. But we can rest assured, as C.S. Lewis said, when you encounter a setback and you're striving to live your life right side up, he said, there are far, far better things ahead than we leave behind. I'll repeat that. There are far, far better things ahead than we leave behind. That's what keeps you and keeps your perspective from going down into dark places, into the deep, into the depths. You want to live up. So adopting this way of thinking is how we keep our lives right side up. You've got to have something that keeps you up. You're standing on some type of firm or strong foundation, and that keeps you above the things that are beneath, that keeps you above the elements of life that are trying to pull you back down like crabs in a pot. They keep trying to pull each other back in. You got to be high enough in the way that you think that they can't touch you. So be encouraged. And yes, rejoice. Rejoice even though you are going through a season of anxiety, knowing that you're going to live your life in a better state eventually. You're not going to always be in a state of topsy-turvy, as they call it. It's not permanent. You're just passing through. Think of it. You're just passing through, okay? This is a journey. Remember we said that early. This is a journey. And we are still traveling on the journey. You're not going to be in this topsy-turvy state, living upside down or misaligned always. So as we close the podcast, I want you to listen. Here are just a few pointers to help you live your life right side up. Number one, stay focused. Focus, focus, focus. Keep these distractions out. Minimize distractions. If that means you have to shut things down or shut people out, that's what you got to do. Stay focused. Number two, do what you know is right and true. Remain true to your integrity, even if it means you must stand alone. Just like that box, when it says right side up, you want to maintain the integrity of the contents within the box. You want to maintain your own integrity. Nobody can do that for you. Number three, be a person of good report. Not a perfect person, but you should have a good report in the community, in your family, in your home, amongst people, friends, and family. They should be able to speak well of you. That's what that means. And number four, live your life in such a way that it garners the respect and admiration of others. They may not like you, okay? Get it? I get it. Trust me. They may not like you. But one thing for sure is they will respect you and they're going to admire you, even if they don't want to admit it. But there won't be anything negative that they can say about you. And finally, number five, at the end of the day, when the rubber meets the road, and when it's all said and done, be okay with changing your position if that's what it takes for you to live your life right side up. Be okay. Change your position. Get in the right posture. Get the right attitude. Develop the right way of thinking. Get rid of bad behaviors. Get rid of making excuses or procrastination or doing things because other people want you to do them or you think it's going to make other people happy. Change your position. Okay? That's what it takes. I'm trusting that you've enjoyed the podcast and you're going to be blessed and you're going to receive every word that's been said on today. There is nothing wrong with changing your posture when it's going to improve your attitude so that you can elevate your life's altitude. Stay above the crabs, okay? And join me next week on A Day at a Time. Do subscribe and download this podcast and share the message with someone today.